difficult way to lose after getting right back into the game?
Disappointing, Jimmy. I felt like we deserved something from the game for sure. If not a point, then probably 3. So, very disappointing.
But was it just a lapse, mate, or just one of those things where you were pressing on, trying for the winner, and you just get a sucker punch?
Look, a combination of a few things. There's a few guys out there like your Salim Khalifis, your Zach Duncans that are getting subbed because they've come in late to the piece in pre-season and they're not quite fit, but you could see the quality they have. So having to make some subs obviously changes things a little bit for us. But I think just the context of the club and the context of the position that the club finds itself in, there's a real eagerness there and the opportunity to win that game and almost want it too much, and they lose. The few boys out there lost sight of the game management side of the game and just showed little signs of naivety, basically, but for the right reasons, if that makes sense. They were going gung-ho to try and get 3 points because that's what they want, and that's what they want for the members, the fans, and for the club. And they've worked so hard today to try and get 3 points. And just a lapse in concentration, I'd say, and a little bit of naivety.
You probably knew that the Jets would dominate possession.
Correct.
And that's how you set up. And I thought you would have been happy with the way you defended it. They had two or three shots on goal.
Correct. I mean, they're a group that's been with their boss for a long while now, and their processes are clear and their structures are clear. And I thought for us, second game away from home, only our third game against A-League opposition, since we started pre-season. I thought they executed the game plan really well to nullify the chances for the Jets, and they look for key zone entries and expected goals, and they try and flood you with rotations and movements. And we were set up to deal with that really well, and we kept them outside our block. I think if you look at the stats, like you say, they've had 2 or 3 shots on target. And haven't created too much, which is a testament to how well we defended. And there are some massive positives in that area for us to take away. And also the fact that last week we didn't create so much, and that was something that we wanted to work on. And today I thought we created, enough chances to win the game.
It looked like when you hit the crossbar, that's when you sort of came to life in the first half. It was like you were content to sit back and absorb the pressure and then press the go button.
Yeah, just the moments, Jimmy. Just the moments. You defend resolute, and you have to suffer a little bit in that shape, and you have to be very disciplined, and then you're waiting for that moment. And so obviously that moment then gives belief, and then they executed that moment really well and nearly got their rewards. I thought Ben was fantastic. That's his first game in the A-League. I thought Azabel was top shelf, and I thought that he's a long way off. He's had some issues and some hamstring injuries, and he hasn't played many minutes, so he's got a lot of improvement in him. Again, that was a big positive. But yeah, like we executed the game plan really well in some ways. We can still be so much better, and there's a lot of growth and improvement in this team to come for sure. But yeah, I was happy with some parts of the way they defended for sure.
I haven't been around your pre-season, but is Bruno a little bit underdone?
Bruno's had a couple of issues and has missed some parts of pre-season, but he's sticking away and working hard like all the other players are, and he wasn't very effective tonight. Yeah.
But what about the Jets, mate? That's my angle. Were you impressed with some of their ball movement, mate? Are they what you expected from them?
I think they moved it better last year, but it's not really my place to talk too much about them. It looked like to me like they moved it a little bit better, but again, for them it's their first game, so there's probably a little bit of rust there. But they're a good side, they move the ball well. They're a good team at home. They create a lot of chances and score a lot of goals, and we did well tonight to keep them at bay.
Yeah, and obviously you used to play for the Jets, captain of the Jets. It's a bit more bitter losing to your former side now that you're a coach?
I wouldn't say bitter. I just hate losing in general, and it's been an interesting journey, inheriting the team last year and picking up the team coming last and the context of what we had to deal with. It's been difficult, and to start the season, without a win in those first 2 games is obviously frustrating, and it hurts to lose. I wouldn't say it hurts anymore to lose against this club. I love my club, Perth, now, and that's where all my focus is. But I'll always have a soft spot for the Jets as well. So I don't really think that play comes into it too much. Just disappointed that we didn't get points.
Of course, and Mr. Rahmani obviously coming in the season and captaining now. How good is he is to be an asset for the team? Obviously getting the yellow card, being a bit mouthy out there, but how good of a leader is he?
Look, it's the first time he's he's led an A-League side, and I think he's going to grow into that role. He's another one that's just going to take time. It's part of the process. We're trying to go with someone there that, first of all, is a fantastic person, fantastic player. He's finding his feet again in his best form, and you could see that in glimpses again tonight. I thought he was really, really solid, and he's got heaps of improvement, and he's got a lot of growth in him as a leader. But he was out there, he was loud tonight, he was on the front foot, he was aggressive, and he steered the boys around really well, which is positive again. But he's extremely disappointed, like the rest of the boys, because we should have got something from the game.
And obviously, Giordano Collie with that head clash in the first half managed to get the bandage. How's he well at the moment?
He's got a hard head, G. It would take a lot to keep him down. He wears his heart on his sleeve for the club. Thought tonight he worked extremely hard, and the head clash will be water off a duck's back for him.
What did you make of the challenge, Jordan Elsey, from your perspective?
Just looked like a red card. Just looked like a high boot near the head, somewhere near the head. I'm not sure if he got him or didn't get him or whatever, but they've got VAR, so I'm pretty sure they checked those things. So for him to then come back out and give it a red, it seems to be somewhere within the rules a red card. But at that point, we were on top. Obviously, we'd gone down 1-0, and we started getting down their end a lot, and we really started to take the initiative in the game, and the chances started to come, and then we forced those mistakes and forced that pressure on Newcastle, which away from home for us, is a really good sign. And I think that's also the tricky part for us. Both our first games are away from home, and then we have another 3 games away from home. And in those tight games, like last week and this week, that crowd can make a big difference, and can really spur people on. So, we'll be looking forward to getting in front of our home fans when we get our chance, and we've got to stay really strong now in these next few weeks and try and get some points.
So obviously you said you're really disappointed not getting anything out of today, so you've clearly seen some improvements on last week. What are the key points you can sit the squad down and say that you really enjoyed from their performance today?
There was some really nice variation in the way we played. Some short, some playing through a press, and then some going a longer, obviously with the 2 up top. So they executed that part of the plan really well and created some headaches for the Jets' press. So with the ball, definitely better from last week. Just a little bit more movement, a little bit more continuity. I thought, our movements and our rotations to get our wing backs on the ball were a lot better, and the change of formation may have helped with a few guys. And then obviously defensively, just a really good discipline. For what I would say, whatever it was, 90 whatever minutes, and then, that lapse has really cost us. And there was 2 lapses actually, both goals, and we didn't mark in the box for the first one. Caught ball watching. Again, some few individuals not going to be too happy watching that back. And then the second one, like we've spoken about, just a real eagerness to go and win the game, and a little bit of naivety to not manage the game a little bit better. So, some positives to take from it, but some massive areas for improvement.